Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill Rancic.
Hey guys. Hello. How about another round of applause for Brad Smith, huh? I've met a lot of CEOs, and he is one cool dude, I will tell you that, for a number of reasons. One, he let me have an incredible year with QuickBooks, and I got to travel all over the country and meet a lot of people. And in my travels, I met a relatively new entrepreneur who's also a pretty well-known quarterback. How many people know Peyton Manning? So I had a chance to sit down with Peyton Manning, and we were talking business. And for those of you who don't know, he recently got into the pizzeria business. And we were having a very in-depth discussion about small business. And I asked him how he liked being an entrepreneur. And he sat and he thought about it. And he looked at me and he says, Bill, ever since those recent law changes in Colorado, where they legalized a certain substance that causes the munchies, the pizza business has been booming. But in all seriousness, he is someone who saw an opportunity and took advantage of it. And that's a theme you're going to hear throughout the day. Entrepreneurship is about being able to recognize opportunities that are around you, but more importantly, reaching out, grabbing a hold of those opportunities and doing something with it. And I think that's why you're all here today, because QuickBooks is giving you an opportunity to learn, to grow, to connect, to make connections that you never thought were possible. And it's hard to believe that 1 year ago today, I was standing on the stage, and it was magic. And I think everyone at QuickBooks knew that we had something special, because people left here and they were buzzing about the breakout sessions that they attended and the people that they met and all the wonderful experiences that they had. But when we left here, we realized that some people weren't able to attend, whether it was for geographic reasons, whether it was for family reasons. And in the typical QuickBooks fashion, they said, you know what? We're not going to let that stop us. And they created QuickBooks Connect Local. And it was fabulous. We went to Atlanta, we went to Boulder, we went to my hometown of Chicago, Illinois. Anyone from Chicago here? And we had hundreds of people show up, from accountants to developers to small business owners to self-employed Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. And we created an environment much like you see here today, but on a much smaller scale. And these people blossomed. And they met people that they never thought they would meet. And they were inspired and they were motivated. And they left there, as Brad said, they were able to take what they learned and take it to their businesses the next day and see change, see action. But they didn't do it alone, like Brad said. They connected. They talked to people. They left their comfort zone. They did things that they never thought were possible. So small business is something that's tough, right? It's leaving your comfort zone. It's oftentimes climbing that mountain when you can't see the next step in front of you. And it's often going on faith. And the one thing I love about QuickBooks is they walk it like they talk it. And their mission is to help fuel small business success. How about it? Not many companies do that, right? Let's hear it for everyone at QuickBooks. And throughout the years, and talking to small business owners, as Brad mentioned, there was nowhere for small business owners to go to connect with each other, to hear the success stories, to hear the failures, to network with each other. So once again, everyone at QuickBooks said, we're going to do something about it. And they created the Own It Network. And it took off like wildfire. We have 70,000 plus members, and they talk to each other, they get inspired by each other. And oftentimes there's experts that get to come on and share their stories. And I recently participated in the Own It Network. There was a Ask Bill Rancic Day. And we had a lot of questions coming at me. Some good, some not so good. Joan in Cleveland, I am happily married, but thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Juan from Glendale, I think you're here. You wanted to learn the importance about failing and how you recover from failure. We had BJ from New Jersey who wanted to learn about streamlining her business and making herself more efficient. So we got a lot of questions and we were able to give a lot of answers, and that's what it's about. So I encourage you all to get on the network. Go to ownit.com. It's very easy to sign up, and it will be time well spent because we can't do it alone, like Brad said, and this is a network for you to learn and grow and thrive from each other, and that's what it's about. So I always tell my friends, when they hear about my travels and they see my Instagram posts and my Twitter posts, I tell them that, I've got the best job in the world. And working with QuickBooks really validated that statement because over the last year, I got to participate in something that we like to call fan favorites. And we found that entrepreneurs they often never celebrate their successes, right? Because they're so busy, they're so tied up in what they're doing, they're climbing that mountain. They never stop when they get to the top and look down and say, wow, look at what I just did. They focus on the next mountain and the next mountain. So at QuickBooks, we said, you know what, we're going to do something about that. And we decided that we were going to travel around the country and not only help celebrate the success of small business, but we were also going to fuel that success. And in Fan Favorite, I was able to go in and really change the lives of some small business owners. And we've got a video, so let's take a look at it. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi.
I'm Bill Rancic.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
I'm here to help you do a little bit better, and I want to do a little shopping. I'm a very indecisive person, so I'm going to take everything in the case.
Okay. One of everything. I've got a box.
No, not one of everything. Everything in the case.
But are you serious? I mean, is this just like a camera thing we're doing, or?
You know what I'm going to, I'm going to give you my credit card. I want you to ring me up for $4,000, and I will get $4,000 for the stuff. You don't believe me.
I'm on candid camera.
No, you're not.
I don't believe
Charge me for $4,000 right now, please. I'm going to have to make a couple of trips if that's okay, sir.
Yes, I understand.
So if you can just load me up.
I'll load you.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Have a great, great year.
Thank you.
After that trip, my doctor put me on a no-sugar diet. I'm still coming down from the sugar high on that one. But as you can see, that was Boulder, and we did it in Chicago at a toy store, and we went around and really visited a lot of these small businesses and gave them the surprise of their life. And as I said, my goal was to make sure they had the best day of sales that they've ever had. And I got to thank everyone at QuickBooks for letting me do that because that was pretty cool. They made me look like a hero. So once again, another round for Brad and everyone at QuickBooks. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right because that's not all, folks. Not only did we do that, but as Brad mentioned, we launched Small Business Big Game once again, and it was even more successful than the first time. We had tens of thousands of people apply, and those of you who don't know, Brad said, someone's going to walk away with a 30-second, fully paid, fully produced commercial that's going to run in the Super Bowl. Whoops, I meant the big game. Sorry, I just spent more money, Brad. And we had tens of thousands of people apply. It got narrowed down. America voted. They were very passionate about it. And then we came up with the final 10. And I've got the final 10 and their accountants sitting right here. Can you all stand up for me, please? Yeah. And I got to tell you, what was great is I got to go visit each and every one of them personally. I traveled around the country. I went to all 10 small businesses. I met their families. I met their employees. I met their customers. And each and every one of these people, they deserve to be sitting here today. And I congratulate you for your hard work, your effort, getting out there and making it happen using social media, doing things that you never thought were possible. They were out hustling local TV shows and newspapers, and I showed up in Buffalo, and it was unbelievable what they had going on. Things that they never thought were possible. They stretched themselves. They grew as a result of this experience, and they are pretty awesome people. But I'm not going to stand here and tell you about it. I've got a video that's going to do a much better job. Let's take a look at their stories. It's riveting, I know. So we're gonna let them cue that up, and they'll let me know when that's ready. But I can tell you a little bit about each of them because I went and saw what they do. And you know, who here likes coffee? Any coffee drinkers here? Well, I met a guy who created the world's strongest coffee. Death Wish Coffee, yeah, that's the real name. It's the world's strongest coffee, or you get your money back. I met a young woman who created a lingerie company. She's over here, but thank you. She loves her. And this is something that was near and dear to my heart because she was a breast cancer survivor. And she said, you know what, I'm going to come up with undergarments that are more comfortable for women to wear who've undergone double mastectomies or mastectomies and have scars and the pain from that surgery. And she filled the need. Met another young woman. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Met another young woman who created a gym for children of special needs. I mean, unbelievable what she was doing and how selfless she was, and she wanted to give back, and she wants to create these facilities for kids all over the country, and I think she's going to do it because she is helping so many young boys and young girls who don't have a place to go to have an outlet for what they're going through in their lives, and she created another need that I think is so valuable, and I commend her for that. Then I went back to Colorado, and I met two sisters who created a company, and they repurpose military supplies. And they create handbags and backpacks. One of them is a sergeant in the Army, or is that right? Sergeant? Captain? Something like that. A high-ranking official. And they've done some pretty cool things. My goodness, I'm just trying to think where the heck else I went. I went to Vidler's Five and Dime, third generation Five and Dime on Main Street, one of the best Main Streets I've ever seen. They've got everything from popcorn. I bought my little son a harmonica while I was there. I mean, so many cool things. Is that video ready yet? I'm running out of time here, folks. Let's take a look at the video because it's going to do a much better job than I just did. Let's take it.
I literally took a lien against my car, got $7,500. I ended up saying, I'm gonna go for the cookies, I'm gonna just give it a shot.
Our grandfather opened in 1930. Mm-hmm. What you said when you first came in, it's Vidler's, but it's Main Street, USA. We're a Five and Dime, a family-owned business, but they think it's like the candy counter and toys, but it's a huge store.
I had to sell my house. I had to move back in with my mom at the age of 30.
Wow, yeah.
I had to borrow money from my mom to like cover my payroll. So yeah, that's a wake-up call.
The biggest challenge for us is that people don't know that they can fix their sweater.
It was a pipe dream. When I signed up, I actually thought I was in the running to maybe win $500 a week. Yeah. I never thought we would be top 10. Yeah.
We try and take unique fitness concepts, put them to work to foster a healthy physical lifestyle as well as emotional and social lifestyles. I learned so much from my students, and it's been overwhelming, opening my heart and my mind to just what's possible.
After speaking to dozens and dozens of women, you know, all having the same issue that I was having, just not feeling good about themselves and not finding clothing, let alone intimate apparel that fit them after surgery. So I knew if I felt that bad about myself and that was something that was going to make me feel better, that I wasn't going to be the only woman that was going to have those feelings.
It started really very small and simple. It's based on a home remedy that my grandmother in India used to drink. Our goal is to make fresh, healthy eating affordable and accessible for everyone. We feel like everyone should be able to afford eating fresh, healthy food.
So I immediately thought back to the huge piles of surplus that Betsy and I saw growing up. I learned how a lot of veterans face challenges trying to gain employment. When I was talking to soldiers at airborne school, all of those experiences really came together to want to build a powerful product.
We created the product purely out of necessity. So we have 3 boys, 5-year-old and 3-year-old twins. And during dinner one night, my husband was very frustrated because everything was on the floor, and he literally said, someone needs to invent something. Kids can't toss and throw.
We basically scrapped together a bunch of savings and made some products. I think when we started the company, it was all about a product, but a product that defined an emotion for us that was the fun of the weekend, that Friday at 5 p.m. feeling.
Yeah. Pretty cool, right? And as you see, small business is the birthplace of innovation. When you look at all the big businesses today, including Intuit, they started out as a small business. They started out with an idea. They filled the need, and they grew and they grew and they grew. And to think that by the end of today, we're going to announce the final 3. And one of them is going to be on that big stage. They're going to be running during that big game, their commercial. Over 100 million plus people will probably see it, and it will change their lives forever. And potentially, and I don't mean to be overdramatic, it could have a generational effect on their families. When you think about that opportunity that they're given, their kids could say, my dad or my mom had a commercial that ran during that big football game, and it changed the course of our lives. But it's up to you guys now. No pressure. Voting ends at 2 o'clock, and they need your votes, folks. They can't do it without you. Go to smallbusinessbiggame.com, or you can go to the Own It booth. It's very easy. They're all going to be at the Own It booth. You can meet them in person. You can grill them with questions like I did when I went to their businesses. Find out what they're all about, and make sure you give them your vote. So before we transition to the next section of the event, I want to give a big round of applause to all the small business owners out there who put it on the line, who risked their life savings, moved home with their parents, sold their cars, whatever they had to do to get it going. They deserve a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to tell you, it has truly been an honor to work with everyone at QuickBooks over the past year. It has been so exciting, so inspiring for me. And I got to say, I'm excited to see what QuickBooks is going to have for me next, because you never know. They are all about fueling the success of small business, and I am thrilled and honored to be a part of it. And I can't wait to see what we've got cooking for next year, because I think it's going to be pretty spectacular as well.